So I'm sharing this new pocket that I came up with. I don't even know what to call it, but let me just start by saying it was going to save my journal page. This is a page out of my Seaside Haven journal, and it was the cover of a signature. And the back part of the page kept rubbing up against the page after that had a ruffle sewn to it. You can see where I tore it off right here. So to simulate what was happening, here's the signature cover, and this page right before it kept getting snagged, kept catching in that ruffle. I tried gluing it down better. It didn't work. So my smart idea was, well, I'll just make it shorter. That's an easy solution, right? So I cut off some, still got caught. Cut off a little more, still got caught. And then I noticed that my free-handed cut was crooked. So I took my fun scissors, these that kind of make like a little pattern, tried to cover up that cut, inked it. Still thought it looked pretty horrible. So then I decided, well, I'm going to take the rest of this page, that's a little bit shorter now, and just fold it over and make a pocket. And I'll fill that pocket. But wouldn't you know it that I folded crooked. It's like I can't cut straight, I can't fold straight. What's a girl to do? So I thought, I'm going to have to attach something to it. And then if that doesn't work, I'm just pulling this sucker out, which is what I ended up doing. I just pulled it out, printed another page, put it back in the journal, and that's what saved it. But still wanted to show you the pocket that I came up with because I thought it was pretty cool. So I needed to attach something to this page, right? And so I took a piece of paper and started playing around with it. And first I thought, maybe I can make a deep pocket and attach it. You know, something like, kind of like wrap it around and attach on there, like sort of like, maybe like that, and make some other pockets. There'd be a pocket on this back side too. But I tried the paper the other way. Said, okay, let's, how about if I put a section under here, and then fold it. So now what? Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Could glue that on here and I end up having a pocket here, a pocket there. What does it look like on the back side? Okay, it's not horrible. If I just glue it here and here, I'll have a pocket here, and I can pull this out to adjust, I guess, if I wanted it to be like, you know, full page side. There's some flexibility there. So, while it was fresh in my mind and I still had this sort of, you know, rough prototype, I printed out a freebie paper and put some of the Sea Haven paper on the back of it and duplicated this fold. And here's what I came up with. I think it's pretty cool. So here's how it works on that page. This is the flap that gets glued to the back, and then this part is on the front. So once it's in place, you have a pocket here, and then you look on the back. Because it's double-sided paper, you have a nice size tuck spot here and another pocket here. Cut a divot here. You're careful just to sew the edges once you make all of those folds. So I think that was a pretty cool solution, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So I've pulled out my scoreboard and I'm going to score first at 1.5. Here's 1.5. That's going to be my first fold. And then the second fold's going to be 2 inches in. So if I'm at 1.5, 2 inches would be what? There's 1, 2 would be at 3.5, right? Right like that. So this is the flap that goes under your half piece of paper, right? And here's my other fold. So that's roughly how it's going to look, right? And then for this part, it's just however you want to make that pocket, right? It's just however you want to make that pocket. You don't even have to score it. I should be careful, huh, since I don't fold that well or cut that well. I should be nervous for this part, but this is just for demonstration. So this is what you end up with. Pretty easy, huh? 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and then this ended up being, just for the heck of it, about 3 3/4, which makes this pocket about 2.5. So those are the folds. So I cut divots right here, and this is the 1.5 inch section, and then in this last section, because that's also going to be pocket. So that's probably only the 2 divots that you need, here and here, right? So before I do a glue down, let's just add a little bit of ink. The inker seems a little bit dry. Just add a little ink here on these parts that are going to show. Right? So we're going to be gluing this down to a half page. So let me make a half page here so the glue down will make a little bit more sense to you. So let's just make this a half page so it'll make more sense to you. So this is the half page that was left in my journal, and we're going to be attaching this fun pocket to it like this, right? So that it'll save the day. So here's how I can make this easy. We want to make sure we're only putting glue on the edges. So let's see if I can get my glue to cooperate here. So I can just show you that it goes on this edge and this edge only, because you want to leave this open. That's going to be the back pocket, right? So here's our half page. It's going to be glued about like that. So we're just attaching here and here, right? Then the next part stops sliding around. Continues to slide around. I need to stop pushing it, right? Is it gluing to this? Yes. Okay, so we got that glued down. Let's take off this extra glue. So the next part that gets glued down is here and here, right? That's another pocket. So we just want glue on this edge, glue on this edge. And bring it forward. Press it down a little bit. So from the front side, this is how it looks, right? So let's hold this down for a few seconds. that's going to be the first pocket, right? I could have done another divot there, but I didn't think of it in my prototype or on this one, but that's fine. And then this is the final pocket, so we only want to glue up to this point, right? You don't want to glue the whole thing, so let's just put a little glue here on this part and this part. I don't even know if glue's coming out, but basically just want to show you where you'd put the glue for that part of the pocket. Right, so just some glue here and some glue here. And of course you'd probably want to burnish here. So now your pocket's glued in, and this is what the back of it looks like. This part's glued in, this part's glued in. The back side of that supposedly is glued in, but it's not dry yet. So everything's dry now. It's nice and glued in here and here. Here on the back side. This is the back side with your pocket. So you might want to see how this actually functions. So I thought, well, I'm going to need some slender tags or slender journaling cards because that's not much real estate right there. So I looked around in my stash and I found an envelope that I never used. It was part of this kit, and this is how it looked. And what I was going for was this. I wanted that to be a slender tag, right? Isn't that a good idea for a slender tag? So here's the envelope. I cut off this part of the envelope, and normally it's a score here, score there, fold it into third situation. So this will be a nice journaling card, I thought. And I definitely wanted this to be a tag, a nice long tag. Put a hole here and a ribbon. That would be totally cool. And then I was on the fence as to what to do with these two ends. Are they going to be, chopped off? I considered this kind of a look for a long tag, or that kind of look, have kind of little fins hanging down there. I don't know. That might be for another time. But so this long journaling card might fit in here on yours. It doesn't on mine just because of the way I placed it here, but you could plan it such that you could have a generous sized journaling card stuck in there, even though this is your gutter. This is where your journal page is attaching. And I could do it as well. If I wanted to cut this down, it would fit in there, right? For sure, my long tag would fit in there. This would definitely fit in there, kind of a longish. It's pretty, use coordinating paper. Same thing on the back. You could use a narrow tag for that part and a more substantial journaling card for that. See how it eases in there? That pocket is deceivingly deep. That's nice, right? So those are options. And then I even thought I might attach this as some kind of a tuck spot. Don't know where, but I could see it as maybe being a tuck spot somewhere. Kind of glued on, and then something goes in here, right? So just wanted to show you that I was thinking ahead as far as what size tags and cards were going to go in this fun pocket. And so the one I made for you came out pretty close to my prototype. So my prototype's a little more narrow, but same kind of thing. Thanks for letting me share.